Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Jimmy. Just wanted to introduce our next show. Peggy, Sid, and I jumped on here November 15th, 2017, and had a little conversation about the AI, cryptocurrencies, some of the latest research. It's been a while since we've been on. So we've got some exciting things in the plans here, so we hope you enjoy. And we jump right in here, so enjoy. Thanks very much.
Enough cash, because we do not want to go to a cashless society, because that's when they were going to have us, and then they're going to be charging us for every time we use a toilet in our own bathroom. That's what the smart meters are doing, not to mention the frequency of the 5G and the smart meter and how that's even worse than the present cell phone. But every time we open the refrigerator door, we're going to have pennies deducted from our account. And that's where this electronic funds of BitCoin and their money is a problem. I'm not you guys on that crap.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Well,
not buying it.
the thing is, I know there's a lot of information that I know now about all this cryptocurrency stuff and all that kind of thing. And although I understand your approach, and I agree with it, that it'd be great if we don't have
I'm recording, by
to
the way,
rely
guys.
on that.
We're on.
Okay,
Okay.
and when we don't have to rely on the machines and the technology to take over. But it's getting to a point now where it's going to happen whether we want to or not. And our choice now is going to be, what do we do with that technology? Not trying to get rid of that technology. Because
Oh, no, you can't get rid of it. I know.
No,
I know it's a better time, but I can use the technology that I am willing to risk about, and not use a technology that I'm not willing to risk. And that's what I'm talking about, our decision making. Jimmy said the same thing,
Yeah.
because he said, get out in nature, go for a walk. And it may get us so ill to a point where we can't even have the energy to go out for a walk.
yeah, but that's up to the individual, to be honest. It's not going to be the case for everyone.
Yeah, and that's why it's a divide. There's going to be a divide of a new world. Christians call it rapture, and spiritual people call it ascension. And if those things are true, then we're all into a new world if we want less. Because this artificial intelligence, we created it, and it serves us. But it's, as you just said, when it's used for good, great. When it's used for control over other
Correct.
people,
Exactly.
manipulation, lies, conceit, or deceit, then and so the new world we go into will probably still have AI, because
Yeah. Yeah,
it's all
absolutely.
until we get up beyond the 8th level and get into the 9th level or 10th level or 11th, then there's no form. So we're going to probably have some AI because it's serving us.
Yeah, the AI thing is happening. It's already done. It's just not online yet.
What, the good guy?
No, the AI, the
Yeah.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So right now, what they're doing is that they're gearing up all their machines to go to interconnect themselves from every country around the world. And then once they're all set up, then the AI will go online and will be operational. And then it's whoever is in control of that AI, whoever's that has that computing power, will be the new world leader.
Well, no. For a time, yeah, for a time. But even they will be cast out like all the rest of us. Those elite will not be elite, because the AI, when they take over the system, the AI is self-creating, or whatever it's called. They're going to be taking over.
Well, that's if the AI becomes self-aware and has a will of its own.
Well, yeah, and that's where it's headed in like
Yeah.
20 years, they said. So I didn't get off on the track too much of where you went with those people, but I did get off on another, and it's an English guy that's speaking, and let me see if I can pull him up on my YouTube.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm recording my screen here. I want to just insert a little commercial. and pull over a chart here of Bitcoin. You guys, don't see it right now, but we have weekly projections of 11,000 after the first of the year, January, February time frame. I'll share this with you guys. I have the link, but I just created a weekly chart while Peggy's looking for her show.
Yeah. And this guy, Max Egan. Did you look at him? He's Max Egan. And Maxwell IGAN, and he has like an Australian or a British accent. And his was YouTube called "Escaping the Smart Grid." Episode number 1, liability, a conversation with the In Power movement. There's somebody called In Power, capital I-N, capital P-O-W-E-R, In Power movement. So that's like .com or something. Yeah, InPowerMovement.com.
I'll check it.
Yep, check those guys out. Plus, check out Max Egan, or I-G-A-N. And I forget what his
Let me put that on the
YouTube
screen
name
here.
is. Yeah, but this is where, I'll keep looking here, but I think that's where they're getting to a point where no human is going to keep up with them in like 15, 20 years, maybe sooner, and that the AI is going to be in control of everything, and even the elite and the Rothschilds and the Bilderberger, blah blah blah, they're going to all be slaves like the rest of us. So
that's why I want to go to frickin' Patagonia.
No, you stay here and fight.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll fight with my.
No, we're not fighting. We're not fighting a damn thing. What we're doing is we're revealing truth to people that want, and information to people that want to consider it.
Okay, I've got In Power movement on the screen, a mass action of liability. The In Power docuseries illustrates a powerful new method to restore social justice and accountability. Sounds good. Thank you, Peggy. We'll get that on the show for sure. And yeah. And we've got Bitcoin at 7,258 right now. So we're totally. I wanted to insert something, Peggy, too. But you seem to be on the front end here of this whole AI thing, and but I've been experiencing using the coin, and in essence, the freedom that I have now is I don't have to have a stock brokerage account to actually apply my intention and my funds to a company, right? I can actually take this currency with 2 clicks, and I can now apply my intention and what my desires are to what I see as being successful. For me, it's not from a profit motive. I'm really released from the money system in my own inner feelings. I'm not attached. I'm release attached to it. So can you go back to Peggy of what you felt, because Sid said that we need to.
Well, it's what I felt, but I just saw in the last day or two, and I think it might have come from Rise Together from Cindy K. Curry. She may have been the spark of where I went off and found a website,
right.
and it was about Ethereum. And Ethereum, how $300 million or $300 billion, might have been $1 million is just gone. Because somebody who had a wallet, so a bunch of people had wallets, and the guy that was maybe in charge of the wallet, or he tried to change a wallet thing, and what he did was he made a mistake, and he got control of everybody's wallets. And oops, he didn't mean to do that. So or at least that's what was represented. And then so YouTube, Ethereum, $300 billion or million gone. And so then he tried to reverse his steps, and he erased everybody's wallets, $300 million worth of Ethereum coins. He erased it. And you're not supposed to be able to, nobody's supposed to be able to do that. So there's several things. And then I saw another report where the Ethereum was, they were going to, if they got 51% of the Ethereum users or owners of coins to agree, then they would go back and reinstate those funds to those people that lost all their money. But saw Health Ranger, who's Mike Adams, Health Ranger, and he's a ranger because he was a ranger in the U.S. military, and he usually, I know him through vaccine talk and through health talk, but he talked about Las Vegas and the false flags there, and I saw him also talk about Ethereum, and he says, I'm looking at Zcash, something like that, C something or other. That's what I'm looking at, because a friend of mine who's smart, he's doing that. He says, look, this Ethereum, this happened, and this is not, in the whole basis of this cash, this way, this, what do you call that? Well, etheric cash, is that you're not going to lose it. There's no way, it's impenetrable for anybody else to know what you've got. And, this Mike Ranger, Health Ranger, likes Z coin, whatever, Z something.
Right.
Zcash.
Because it's very, you don't know, nobody does know. There's privacy, or there's level, nobody knows who you are. But he says, back to this etheric thing, Ethereum, for that money to be lost, and then for whoever's in charge of Ethereum to say, well, we can go back and recover that and reinstate those funds, that means somebody can manipulate, either by mistake, the first guy to lose all that, secondly, if they can manipulate that to know who those users were, so you guys don't have the privacy, and it's all programming. They say it's mathematics and it's secure because it's mathematically sound and nobody can break into it because they can't mathematically break the code. But maybe that's true. But when you put it into Ethereum, when you put it into a form, you break it out of the pure mathematics and put it into the world where there is people writing the programming, and there's people that can change the programming, or the AI that can change the programming, then it is controlled. It can be controlled. I don't know if it is controlled. It can be controlled the same way the stock market can be controlled, that it's going to go up or down depending on who wants, with the winners and the losers, who wants to. So that's the problem. So if you're already in it, fine, play with the system, but I sure wouldn't, I wouldn't put more in myself. I wouldn't start it to do anything more than what I'm willing to lose, or can easily lose. But I'm also questioning if I got into Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the other ones that were talked about. There's a whole series too that my favorite woman,
Catherine Austin Fitz.
Austin Fitz. Yeah, she's gotten into this, talked about this too. Yeah, I've had quite a string of things. So,
Great.
Yeah, and let's see. So if I got into the Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever I got into, somebody could come back to know who my identity is, or
Right.
steal funds that I might have in the stock markets to get into my bank accounts. So it could be. I don't know this. I don't think I heard this from anybody, but that's my concern. Another concern I've got that. Yeah. So
what's the solution here? What should people do?
Well, I think having something that is in your hand that that's not fiat. You have something in your hand that's worth money that people are going to want to know or want. And if the system breaks down, what is that? Alcohol. You're going to want to have some alcohol that people can buy. I'm not kidding. I don't know if they want Jim Beam, but they're going to want alcohol or wine, or they're going to want something, or maybe they're going to want marijuana. Maybe they're going to want something else. Maybe they're going to want gold, silver. So
what
have something
happened
that's in your hand.
during the low times, the Great Depression and so forth? That was the bootlegging, right? So you're right. People will want to drown their sorrow.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. So yeah, I've got a chart of Ethereum up here for the audience. Peggy, your picture's there as well. And Ethereum's kind of playing out a wedge pattern here, whereby if it breaks above the 365, 382 area, it's likely to move up. I wanted to comment too on your discussion about Ethereum. You're right. We are in a brand new age, and Ethereum's the Wild West, and there are bugs in Ethereum. I wanted to maybe reflect a little bit this is a good conversation because the research threads that we're on with Sid on his side saying we use it to our advantage, and then my experience of how easy it is to transfer and move things around. I just discovered it on Friday where I could just go bang from my phone and apply resources, apply my energy, my financial energy towards something directly, and there's no one in between it, Peggy. That's a very interesting feeling in terms of what problems this technology is solving. However, perhaps, as I mentioned before, different AIs are overlaying and competing. But we have some great stuff, Peggy. I mean, you've really been doing some good work, both you guys.
What's going to happen is that we're going to have before we even get to what we would consider a World War III, we're going to have a Cold War II. And what the Cold War II is going to be about, and this is my words, I'm coming up with this. We're steering away from nuclear power as a means of defense, and we're using it now as a means of powering computers with uranium. And whoever has the most powerful computer is going to win. And that's what the Cold War II is going to be about. A fight over who has the better AI.
On the screen, I just used DuckDuckGo, and I put in Cold War II. There's actually a movie and a trailer, and there's Welcome to Cold War II Foreign Policy. And interesting. That's a great term. I love the department where it is. Tell me something I haven't heard before. Right? We love that part of the show.
And we're at a point now where we can't go back from not having cryptocurrency or AI. So we have to figure out what we would do with it.
Well, okay, so here's what I have to say. But Jimmy, great. What you just said I have great explanation there about, or synthesis of what you just put summary. But Sid, you were asking what do we do, and I would say talking about the Bitcoin. Two things I want to talk about. First thing is about the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and Z, whatever that is, that Mike Adams from Health Ranger. So our audience can check Mike. I think he's a guy, and so that timing is everything.
Oh yeah.
And since we still are in a battle of knowledge and control of knowledge, or knowledge, then until we're out of this, maybe this isn't the right time to be investing very much into some of these currencies since look at Greece. How did Greece become bankrupt? I heard that Greece and Spain, both of them, have been the riots going on in Spain because people don't have food. People don't have food in Greece because of the bankruptcy that has occurred in their whole government. And their whole government didn't go down because people were crazy about their credit cards. No, it's the government that purposely destroyed their own. It's the Illuminati, it's the Soros, creating economies, doing the same thing here in America. So until we are not in a fight over the light and the more dark light, I wouldn't. Maybe it's not the time to be putting money into that. When this is over, and so if we've got a second Cold War and then we have World War III, maybe after that's the time to do that. That's the first thing. Then the second thing, you said nuclear power. We're getting away from nuclear power. No, because I just watched another whole thing. I'll have to email to you because I don't have that at the ready as to what those YouTubes were. But it was a symposium of people, and it was one that Catherine Austin Fitz was on with other people who I don't know. And they said nuclear power, that the power is one thing, and when we started putting off nuclear bombs, then that's when we attracted ETs. That's when other intelligences need to watch us, and and that's how they de-armed. I knew that they de-armed some of the military sites, some of the bombs, nuclear bombs on the military sites in the silos. I knew they did that. I didn't know that in Russia they activated a couple of their nuclear power heads, and so for 15 seconds or more, or maybe longer, the nuclear engineers thought, holy shit, some intelligence, some has activated they didn't deactivate it, they activated, and these bombs were going to go off where, I don't know, America or wherever, during the war. And so these people are saying that there's an intelligence that can accentuate what we have of nuclear power or de-accentuate it. And so, in accentuating the power, why do you want to accentuate nuclear power? It's because that is where you get stargates. That's where you get the portals. And they referenced Einstein saying that he said something about you could visit the gods. And even in Genesis 11, they mentioned Genesis 11, where the Tower of Babel, where people were building a technology so that they could have the Stargate thing, and they were set straight. And we're doing it again. We have now we are again building a Tower of Babel, and it may not be a bad thing because Genesis 11, somewhere in there, said that God said about Babel, God didn't say that they were doing an evil thing. God said what they are doing is they'll be able to act like gods or be like gods. And they'll be able to go anywhere they want to go. And Einstein mentioned that. That's where technology can take us. It's taken us anywhere we want to go, anywhere in the universe or universes. So there's a beautiful thing about that nuclear power. This is just the damaging side of it, flooding side of it. But so yeah. So
interesting times we're living in. Yeah.
It's incredible what's going on here, and we have to face our feelings and throw pillows or throw bottles against barn walls or whatever we need to do to get in touch with that anger, face it, and process it, and then realize, okay, we are huge, incredible, powerful beings, but we are limited here in this 3D, 4D, 5D world. But we are beautiful beings, and we have to get senior and work together so we can.
Actually, we don't have any other choice but work together at this point, because if we don't, we fall. Period. Yeah. We have to work together. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. That's right. Yep. So.
Hey.
So not working together is a luxury we don't have anymore.
Yep. So connecting on the internet, no 5G. No.
No 5G.
And use your credit cards to buy online shopping, but pay cash. That's what one of the guys mentioned was you go to the at the bank outside. What do you call that? Because I don't use it. But
ATM.
Go there, ATM. You go to your ATM and withdraw cash, and then you go out and you buy a glass of wine for your girlfriend.
I understand that idea, but that's not gonna happen.
That is one way because we're tracked for everything, and that's the only way we can slow them down so that this higher AI.
That's not the only way. There's many other ways. But we're gonna have to have a talk about that in detail in another episode or something.
Okay,
because there's more to it than what meets the eye.
Yes, there is. But we're talking about people that we want to reach that are in everyday world and who are not involved in AI, and they're not involved in spiritual growth, and they're not involved in that. This is where the level most of.
Well, honestly, they're gonna have to step up. No one's gonna reach out to them. They're gonna have to reach out to They're gonna have to reach out to the new world because they're gonna be left behind.
No, Jimmy and I were talking about a way to reach people that are in just normal everyday life and are interested in this, and for us to communicate with them physically, locally meeting with them in our town. But also, so there's a way for us to reach it, and that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to everybody. All of us. When you can pay cash.
Well, I hope for you guys that they're interested in reaching back. Because there's a reason why they're in the position they are now. Because they didn't want to participate in these new avenues of living. So
Right.
hopefully for you guys, I hope that they reciprocate. So we'll see how that goes. But I hope it works. I hope it
Well,
works.
here's how it could work: is because we are bombarded with more and more dirty electricity and with frequencies, and so we're getting sick, cancer, blah blah. We're getting more Alzheimer's. It creates all kinds of stuff. Alzheimer's has help in people.
And you know what's good? What's good for EMF too? For any sort of negative energy, really, violet flame.
Exactly. Yes.
Violet flame
You
is very
just
good
did
for that.
that.
Yeah, I just did it. Yeah, in his garage and in my.
Yeah, before the
Nice.
show.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But if people aren't ready for the violet flame, I don't know if they're ready to go to that new world.
So
Well, maybe.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I wanted to.
Let me step. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
They have to be ready in their heart to love people and not blame other people for what is happening in their life. I think that's.
Amen. What you just said right there, spot on. Yeah.
And so if we can just meet the people and showing them, look at here is what is being bombarded into my house. Is there something like this going into your house, do you think?
Yeah.
That is how we can start to get people who are not interested.
Well, I called the electric company yesterday, and the calls to them are infrequent, but people are calling in. So I think if we figured out a way to pull together what is known as what I'm calling a town hall disclosure meeting, and if every community could locally rise up and rise together, and we could get some of these media people to promote the idea that in your community, rise together, have a town hall disclosure meeting at your library, put out the notice, put out the meetup, and whoever shows up is interested and increase that conscious awareness. But this is cool. We're having a great show. We're about 26 minutes into it, and we're time for a station break. Welcome to 0 Point Truth Radio. You're on with Sid, Peggy, and Jimmy. We're having a good time here in Anchorage, Alaska. And I'll be posting up on the channel either a video or on my Facebook, Jimmy Sattva, all the chemtrails. We're having a great chemtrail day up here. And but I wanted to jump back real quick as the station break ends. Some of the key words that we've been chatting with, one of which came up was, and I've got it on the screen here, is search who controls the knowledge. I have a search here on my screen, DuckDuckGo, who controls the knowledge, and then the top link is Bibliotheca Pleiades, which is one of my favorite sites. And then below that is Wikipedia, and then MOOC, Massive Open Online Courses. Who Controls Knowledge are the latest effort to harness information technology for higher education. But below that, you're going to love it. Who controls the vocabulary and who controls the knowledge? This is paperszz.com, a document about who controls the vocabulary, which goes to one of the shows we want to do, which we were discussing at the beginning, I think before we came on air, was the word usage. I love the line, hey man, why do you think they call it spelling? We're casting spells with our words. Okay, everyone, think about that out there in YouTube land. Watch the words you're using. Watch what you're saying to yourself, right? This is a major part of what ZPTR is, 0 Point Truth Radio. Get to the 0 point, and it's right in your throat, people. Anyway, I'm preaching, but I'm going to click on this link. Who controls the vocabulary, controls the knowledge? It's fbc-e.com.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a couple things I need to do right now, actually.
Well, we can sign off. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We got 28 minutes into this little chat, which is one of our goals.
I didn't know we were gonna have a show, but yeah. So good things are setting up here. I think this is great. Yeah.
So yeah, if we can summarize our research more frequently, I think our audience will drive into us, and then we'll prompt them to research, kind of like what we do to each other, right, or do with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be a thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
and we should all get in touch soon. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll post the
Love you
show up
guys.
right away.
Thanks. All right. Toodaloo.
Ciao. So if we want to stay on a minute, we can and do a post show.
All right. Okay. I was just post show.
But we did great, man. We covered so much there. I can't even remember it all. I got to listen to it.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and I did record some of like I started an audio here before you started the
good.
video, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll send that
Okay.
to both of you for if it's needed.
Well, okay. Well, man, we.
But here's the problem. So here, so we were in Skype, and then you get on your screen so that you can record that, and people can see what you're recording.
Right. I
or
have
no?
a screen, and then part of it is just Skype of us live together, and then so
Good.
they can see us, right?
Yeah, but then you're talking about what you're looking at, and Sid and I can't see it, so we can't look and comment
it's okay.
either.
I mean, it's just part of,
So the Zoom room.
But that would be that's obviously the best. We'll use Zoom, of course, but this is for quick and dirty,
All right. Quick and clean.
Quick
we
and
got enough dirty
clean,
coming
right?
through the sockets.
Well, this is great. You know what's most fun is how stimulating everything is when we do get together and our minds start working and our collective for peace and for truth. And I thought of something earlier today, which on my ride was the idea of what was it? Think within, feel paradise now. I'm working on that paradise now idea. If we can think within and go to that 0 point, find that truth, and then visualize paradise now. Feel paradise.
Okay. How about think within, speak, and feel, or feel and speak paradise?
Yeah.
Paradise now. Yeah, that's good.
That's our chant for today. I guess we could sign off. We've been busy.
Yeah. So, what days are you available? You're pretty available now this week, next week. So, times. I don't want to meet with Pat and Richard before noon or 1. But I could do any time noon or 1 or 2, and you have till 6 or 7 or 8 at night. So whenever
Mostly my open times are 4 o'clock on. I just sort of I get up early, so I'll try to do my work stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 p.m. any afternoon, most